Alright, man.
My boy.
What's going on, my boy?
Yeah,
We live, man.
yes, sir.
We live. Back here again with another mastermind. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get straight into it. We ain't gonna waste no time, okay? So I asked Ryan this the last episode and I want to get your opinion on it. What are something you could say to young men that's dealing with negativity at home? How can they deal with it? How can they, you know what I'm saying, use it to grow in their life instead of keep them down and keep them out?
It's, I would say, multiple ways and directions you could go with that simply because everybody environment different. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like we might go through the same things. We might have like similar circumstances, but your situation might be broken down a little bit differently than mine. You might have cards dealt differently that might put you at, I wouldn't say an advantage point, but make your situation lighter on you than it is for the next person. So, you feel me? And so on. So
Mm-hmm.
with that, it's like you have to know that you can approach somebody like, oh, these set of problems, you just got to deal with them and navigate through them like this because you don't know how they, you feel me, thought process works. So with that being said, I would say start with understanding your strong points. You feel me? Separating your strong points from your weaknesses, and then studying those. You
Mm.
feel me? Studying
Yeah.
those, observing those, because when you do that, you could be like, all right, I could go do this to deal with my anger, because you feel me? Because it's like, all right, I could go deal with my anger by boxing. You feel me? But who's to say that boxing is gonna work for you to deal with your anger?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's why it's important to know who you are as a person and understand your emotions and be like truthful about it. You feel me? You got to be truthful about your emotions before you really embark on things, because if you not, you just gonna, if you lie to yourself, then the circumstances that you create is just gonna be a lie. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna create what
Yeah.
you telling yourself instead of what's the actuality of things. I could be a person that's sensitive as fuck, but if I'm lying to myself, telling myself, no, I'm not sensitive, and just telling myself, oh, I'm right in the situations, acting petty or acting this way or whatever, then that's how I'm gonna
Yeah. You gonna
continue to
believe
think
it?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I'm gonna continue to operate. But if I'm
Excuse
just
me.
true to myself, like, man, I ain't take that with a grain of salt like I should have.
Mm-hmm.
Let me sit back and observe the things that you feel me,
Yeah.
react to in this way, and then let roll off my shoulder, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So start with understanding who you are,
Absolutely.
and it's not easy to do that, because
Nah, it
sometimes,
take time.
yeah, sometimes you might have certain things that might throw you off the attention, the like the attention course of where you're supposed to go in the area. Like you might have a like ADHD, or you might have a habit that, you feel me, like smoking or something, that might take your focus off of something.
Right.
So it's like with those, you have to factor in also habits and circumstances, so you can know how to proceed and navigate through those while you know, learn yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's gonna be many a times where it's like you 20 years old looking back on 18, like, man, I was dumb as hell for doing all that. Like, ah, da, da, da.
Yeah.
But then you gonna be 22, like, bro, 20, I was dumb as hell for,
Yeah. You
you
gonna
feel me?
keep
You
doing
gonna
that.
always do that,
Yeah.
but it's a good thing because it's a self improvement thing.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
growing. It shows that you
is
growing.
you growing, but at the same time, you have to actually look and observe at what you're doing, because you need to have times where you look back on stuff and you like, well, man, I actually handled that. You feel me? I handled that with the good intention, good mindset. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Organized. You know,
Yeah.
just as much as you like, man, I'm done. You got to look back like, man, I actually handled that well. I
Mm-hmm.
actually organized and critique that in a good way.
Yeah. That's big.
That's how you do it.
That's big. I like that you said that. Like you gotta
So,
you gotta pat yourself on the back sometimes about the things that you do right, or the things
mm-hmm.
that you do. You know what I'm saying? Successful. So with that being said, uh, I like your answer. And Ryan had said something. Ryan said dealing with negativity, you can't focus on the negative things that's going on.
You can't.
You can't. That's where you're gonna get lost.
And I can say this for myself. Every time I look at the bad in my situation, I'll be so, I'll be in that emotional state of reacting to it and kind of blaming the situation rather than, okay, how can I put this, in a puzzle piece together that I could piece together and make something out of it? Because at the end of the day, it's like the situation is already there. And only thing you can control in that is your own thought process and how you carry yourself through it. Because it's there. It's going to be there regardless.
Yeah.
If a car run into your house, you can't control that situation happened. But you feel me? Your emotions,
how you react.
How you can, you got to control all of that. Because you could turn around, flip out, do all of this, and this, and then, domino effect on whatever end that goes. Or you can, people, it's easy to ignore common sense, but people feel the need to kind of, and when I say people, the majority of like people in our generation, they feel dependent on reacting to things because that's what they see is like reacting to something is the first thing you do in a situation rather than observing it and then making that thought, that decision like, okay, let me leave that alone or let me continue. It's okay to sometimes be like, nah, I need to leave that alone and not, you feel me?
Absolutely.
It's, you got to know your place in situations because ain't nobody Superman, ain't nobody above anything.
Yeah.
And the universe will show you that for sure.
That's a fact. All right. Now I want to hear your opinion on this. What do you think about gender wars, like man versus woman, like that we see so much? Like, where do you think that stemmed from? Like, no bullshit, because was that really here before? Like, where it was man versus woman?
So, like, I truthfully haven't done too much research deep into that to be able to speak on terms as to, why men and women this, and this. So, all of this is on my own opinion terms, but I feel like we fail to really truly understand each other as a
Absolutely.
as an individual.
Yeah.
Meaning we neither man or woman knows what it's like to be each other.
Right.
Truthfully.
So you need the other person.
Right. Because we all know it's common. It's you see it every day. We operate completely different. We operate in the same image and likeness, but we're not the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Our emotions don't work the same. Something they might put first, we might put last.
Yeah.
And of course that's gonna look backwards in a way because
it's supposed to be.
Right. But as like if I took the time to understand that, okay, your thought process works from back forward, like if like batteries, how it powers a remote. You feel me? You got negative and positive. So with that being said, it's like that negative battery don't know what it's like to be a positive battery because he on the negative side, Now you gotta to be flexible and understand each other. You ever switch a battery around in a remote and it worked?
Yeah, bro. Because you had them in wrong. You feel me? Yeah.
Like, it's stuff like that. So with that being said, it's like if I actually took the time to, okay, let me try to understand them before acting in a way like passive aggression. Instead of acting passively aggressive because my thought process is different from yours, and this is just in overall categories because I'm not gonna narrow stuff down because that's a problem with gender wars. It gets too situational.
Yeah. And
if y'all really just if you just start at the beginning of it, like the root of the problem is just and it's just gonna all feed back to communication. But if you start at the root of the problem is I'm not, as a male, they not taking time to understand them fully, and then as a female, they not taking time to understand us fully. Yeah. And then the ones that you got to think, people are still going to have their opinions in the way that they carry themselves after the fact. So it's like, okay, Now that person may understand you or have a feeling that they understand you as a person being a different gender, they might not fuck with that.
Right.
So then they gonna flip the whole world upside down, telling you that men ain't, you feel me, or a
Yeah.
woman ain't,
Yeah.
because
All due to their personal experience.
right, because like I said, it's no telling. Okay, I can tell you as all right, this is not me as a person, but this is an example. I'm a man and I feel like I was put here to procreate. So I'm not exclusive. I have no bounds when it comes to other women.
Right.
Now, you feel me? If you tell that to her, you being for it, you being honest, you're letting this person know who you are.
Absolutely.
So you have a person that, okay, that's cool. These are my, you feel me? This is how I roll, blah, blah, blah. And then they might be okay with that and they might be able to work that out. And then you see a nice, cool, organized relationship on that end.
Yeah.
Because they took the time to really understand each other. Hey, I'm not this person in this area. Okay, I'm not this. They was forthcoming. They was true to themselves, so they was able to be true to each other, and that works for them.
Absolutely.
But when you have a person that's not true to themselves, hey, I'm coming as this like monogamous person. I'm presenting myself as this, but that's not my true desires.
Yeah,
you feel me?
It's a problem there.
Now you're not true to yourself. You're not forthcoming. Now you deceive this person. Yeah, you deceive this person that might be their true entity. You feel me? So of course you're gonna have people that take their whole personal experience out over the whole wave of everything, because you either gonna have the ones that's not gonna take the time to really understand it, and then you got the ones that's just they're gonna reject it. You feel me? So it's never gonna be a point where it's not gonna be no kind of like gender war, bro. I don't because the reason I say that, bro. The reason I say that, bro, is simply because you got to think of the time that we're in. The time that we're in, our whole generation stand on. I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
There's no boundary. I can do whatever I want.
They don't stand on like principles for themselves. You feel me? And you can just say that for just look at your own path and kind of the actions and kind of values you carry through the years, and then look at yourself and be like, can I be the person that say that I stand on these values too?
Right.
You got to do that too, because it's like a lot of people would be a hypocrite.
Yeah, when the situations really do arise.
Right, they'd be under the Instagram going crazy. Oh, he bogus. Oh, she bogus. Oh, da 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 da. But then they'll go mimic that in their own personal life and won't think twice about it.
Yeah.
So and some people like to do that. That's why I say it's no putting no end to that, bro. Because of the fact that you have people that reject it, people that don't want to understand it, and people that love to, you feel me, play with it. You feel me? And that's the evil. That's the evil side of it.
Yeah.
There's people that like to play with people's emotions and stuff like that for fun.
Right.
You feel me? Those are the entities that, you feel me? That's on a whole different topic, but those bots are there.
Nah, they
there for sure.
You going somewhere? Because it's like, in order to really push gender wars like away, like get rid of it, you have to. The other side got to represent more and have more influence than the side that play with it. You feel me? Like the people that's really stand up, you feel me? Couples, I want to have kids, raise my kids right, you feel me? Enjoy life with my woman, I'm straight out. Yeah. And the dudes that want to have multiple wives, you feel me? And they being honest about it. Like, that's all it be, is just telling the truth.
Yeah.
And I feel like people don't tell the truth because it's looked bad upon. Like, oh, you a player, you this, but if that's what you believe, you feel me?
And some people have to understand that not every, like I said, environment is a big thing, bro. Environment is a big thing, bro. If you come from
how you was raised,
if you come from a southern secluded A and B type of lifestyle, and then you come to the city and see people living this super fast, crazy, it's a bad mix. And then on top of that, you can't be judgmental because it's like they're not familiar with what you came from. It go both ways, but you got to understand that it's gonna be good and bad in that area. So a lot of times you will have people with just open and kind hearts that'll get entangled. You feel me? Entangled with these type of people, and they feel like they have to overplay their part in areas because this person, they
Mm.
feel bad for this person. They feel
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
they didn't grow up with the same privileges or the same cards I was
Uh-huh.
dealt. So I want to kind of, you feel me? I want to kind of be there or be that person that showed them that it's more to life than just, you feel me? But
Yeah.
what they not understanding is that sometimes people be so stuck in that way of living that they don't want to change that way of life. That's
That's
cool
what
to
they
them. That's okay
familiar
to
with.
them. You
Yeah.
know, there's nobody that can tell them that it's no. You feel me? There's nobody that can tell them, show them, or prove to them that it's nothing different because they not gonna want to. They gonna reject it.
Mm-hmm.
They already set into their habit.
Yeah.
You feel me? Not to get a person or truly change. You can't control that, bro.
Nah.
Now that's the part that people fail to understand is you can't put control on stuff. The only thing you can put control on is yourself. So it's like if you want to move in a positive state in that situation, then you can't be going on Instagram and searching up, you feel me? You can't, I'm sorry, but your favorite influencers is not gonna be the best example for you if you want to be a monogamous person or something like that. If you turn around and you watching, you feel me, females or niggas that's not monogamous,
Mm-hmm. Your
that's
influence.
it's just not gonna work, bro.
Yeah.
That's just how, like how people say, oh, my parents tell me do this, this, and this, but they don't lead by example, and they wonder why I do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same with how you program yourself. Yeah, you might have grew up in a suburb, not on nothing, ain't do nothing, a crumb in your life. You feel me? And then you grow up playing with guns. Why?
The influence. The influence.
You feel me? It's around you, and especially if you don't have no parents paying attention to you,
Oh
which
yeah.
majority of the
Yeah.
time is gonna be like that. You know,
Yeah. Facts. You
you
gonna run free. You
yeah,
feel me?
you just gonna, and it's not a thing where it's like that person means to do that, but as a human, you're always learning. You're always gonna be picking something up.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
feel me? Even if something is going on repetitive, it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be elements that add to that. That you feel me? So it's like, all right, I'm in this bad environment. I'm stuck in this bad environment. I can't move out this bad environment. How you gonna get good from that? You know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes it is circumstances where people literally have super challenging situations. Like everybody who has a bad situation is somebody having a worse situation. So with that being said, but it's like everybody was dealt a set of cards, and you got to do something with them.
Mm-hmm. That's
So
your job.
at the end of the day, it's like if you know you could control every aspect of what you got going on,
Mm-hmm.
and you know how to depict what you want and what you don't want,
Yeah.
don't avoid common sense and stick that boring road out. Yo, a boring road is gonna be better than no road at all.
Absolutely. We was talking about that last episode. You feel me? You just got to be in motion. You could be going the wrong way or the right way. As long as you're doing something, you learning. You feel me? You
Because you're
don't
gonna be
stop.
learning anyway. Even if you're stagnant, you're learning.
Yeah, you still is. You know what I'm saying?
That's why
But
your mama and them tell you don't be listening to don't be having that music on while you sleep. You programming yourself. Don't have that TV on while you sleep. You programming yourself. Like they not lying because just like you go to work and you hear that the Amazon bells and the UPS bells, you feel me?
That get into your
You will be you will be sound asleep, having a dream like you at work. You get up. You look at the time. Oh, I ain't got to be at work for another 2-3 hours. Oh, I gotta go to work in 2-3 hours. Oh, like you feel me? So if some bells is doing that in a factory, you think a TV not when it's right in your face or a phone or you feel me? And you gotta think people be going to sleep listening to what Young Boy. They be going to sleep watching Rap House TV memes on their phone and TikTok, all that. So it's like you got all this stuff running through your brain. It's like you a robot in some situations. It's like you automatic to do something in certain situations. Just because like a survival instinct. You ever watch what was that movie? It was a movie basically where he was like narrating and he was saying like it was a kid. He was basically nah, matter of fact, it wasn't even that. It was Limitless. Bro, he was taking that pill that was giving him basically like those enhanced kind of like uh just basically like enhanced abilities and stuff like that,
Yeah.
crazy brain and cognitive
Like
function and all of that.
steroids type
Yeah,
shit.
type kind of like a drug. It's just like an upper type, some crazy stuff. Anyway,
Right.
basically, he was able to like stuff he learned. He had like a photographic memory, so he'd be able like his brain was able to actually mimic anything he really put in his brain. So he'd be able to read books fast as hell and remember it page by page. He'd watch some karate shit or whatever and be able to mimic the moves. And you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same with humans, but it's like more of a like a survival instinct, bro. Like when you get in a situation, you only know a couple ways to
Yeah, you
react
don't.
stuff
Yeah,
by
from what you know.
from what you know. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, okay, people that been in multiple situations, they know what to do. People that haven't been in situations, they don't know what to do.
And
But
it's
then you
gonna
have
show.
some people that get in situations and know what to do based off of them having memory of, oh, I seen some shit happen like that, and I'm in this situation.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
that happens with regular shit too, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, motherfucker, you feel me? You see somebody get cheated on Facebook or something like that, blah blah blah, right? You get in a little situation knowing that you could do somebody that same way,
Mm-hmm.
and
Put them
then
thoughts
all
in your head.
and
They
then
wasn't
that
even there before.
in your animal mind, bro, you act on it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
feel me? You might not have no attention, no true feeling towards it, nothing like that. Your animal mind just act on it because you have a number one, a rewarding mindset. So you looking for that dopamine release in whatever you doing.
Mm-hmm.
And especially as a young person,
Yeah.
like, come on, it's just too many elements. Too many elements.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. So basically, you gotta watch what you put into your head, what you put into your eyes, what you put into your ears, your mouth. Like it all play a part in how your brain is wired. That's why you see people fasting, you see people meditating, you see people only listening to certain types of music, because it's building what they trying to build on. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, put it this way:
you got to get your habits in order.
You know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know.
So what can you do?
It's like if you're putting something in your mind, it's there. If you're not putting something in your mind, it's not there. So with that being said, if you can't control what's going on around you, but it's things going on around you that you can subconsciously pick up, then you have to have the ability to subconsciously block things out. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, obviously meditation.
Yeah.
That's always gonna be a core.
Yeah.
You feel me?
For sure.
But in addition to meditation, you have to have discipline. And that's something that everybody talks about, but they don't really talk about how to really get to that point of like discipline. And why you can't really talk about how, because discipline is gonna go different ways for different people.
Yeah, it's different.
You know how hard discipline is for a person that has the problem like ADHD? You feel me? But the thing is, if these people understand that, hey, I might have, because like when we like growing up, I know a problem that me and a lot of people had. It's that kind of like black household stereotypical thing. Boy, ain't nothing wrong with you, like you know, because I understand like as a kid, and your parents don't want to be having you on all type of medications or nothing like that for some stuff that some teacher or some counselor just, oh, he not listening in class, something wrong with him. Like
maybe he don't want to listen in class.
But sometimes that really go over people's head, because then you will get older and you done already bumped your head so many times in life, and then you figure out, man, I got a problem in a certain area, whether it may be ADHD or I might have dyslexia or whatever, but nothing wrong with me because, oh, mama and them said, you feel me, this, and this. Mm-hmm. So now you don't know how to critique yourself when you adjusting to that. Meaning it's like, all right, discipline. You will see motivational videos about discipline and how you got to do this and this and every day. Yeah. But you don't even know how to start yourself up.
You
You don't even know the procedure you need to take to get yourself ready, because the procedure you might see on this YouTube short is nothing that correlates with how you operate, how
how you
you
came
move.
up.
None of that. You feel me?
Yeah.
Get up and run 5 miles. You was just eating White Castle all week.
You think you finna run 5 miles?
On what gas?
Oh, bro.
That ain't even 83. I'm sorry. That's not 83. You running off of garbage fuel.
Man, you gonna throw up a mile in. Oh, bro, after the first mile.
So it's like, once you understand stuff like that, you can be truthful to yourself. Like, hey, I might have to slow down in this area to get here, because taking that step to understand that you might have to get somewhere a little slower than everybody else is gonna put you. That's what's gonna put you in the position that you want to be with everybody else.
Yeah.
Because all you're gonna do is just overwork yourself to be at the same level as people that's not even trying to be at their level. No, just chill and worry about yourself. Like, literally, when I say worry about yourself, like, I'm not saying be selfish, disregard people, but you have to understand to even be able to deal with people on a daily and not.
You gotta have yourself in order.
You gotta have yourself in order. If you gotta give yourself time in the morning, give yourself time in the morning, but you gotta strategically know how you operate, how you work, so that you know how your day is gonna operate and work for you. That's not gonna work watching somebody else run 5 miles, go to the gym at 6:30 to 7, go to work, having a super efficient day on YouTube.
Yeah, they've been doing that for 5+ years.
And what's that doing besides giving them a view? You watching that. I mean, sometimes, yeah, that might get somebody off the couch to do something.
Yeah.
But that's not going to keep them doing it every day. I guarantee you that.
Hell no, because when soon they feel the actual action of it, they're going to be like, oh, I don't know about this.
I guarantee you half them dudes either got their heart broken by a girl. Them dudes that be posting all that stuff.
Yeah, I be saying it.
They didn't hop in the gym just because they seen a whole bunch of dudes working. I'm not saying this for everybody, but majority of them, they got in the gym because somebody done talked about them. They was insecure about how they look, or they simply was unhealthy and felt like they needed to get that. You feel me?
Yeah, that's
they
how
wasn't.
I was unhealthy.
A lot of people that just be sitting there scrolling is just gonna sit there and continue scrolling past those motivational videos, bro. Yeah, it's gonna take a real situation for you to be like, let me go to the gym and get my pre-workout. You feel me? Like, it takes something real to get you there, bro. You
absolutely, absolutely. So basically, you got to know your own blueprint. You feel me? You got to be constantly creating your own blueprint every day. It may take you 10 years to reach a goal that took somebody else 3 years. That don't mean there's nothing wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? It just take you longer because of how you was made. It's different for everybody else. So we can't follow everybody's path because it's not for us. We can look at what they do, learn certain things, you feel me? See if certain things work. Like, try it out for yourself. And if it don't work, it don't work. You feel me? That don't mean that it's nothing wrong with you. That's just, that didn't work. So you can always find something else that'll be better fit for you. I wanted to speak back on the gender wars because, you feel me? I feel like it's due to everybody being so selfish and not wanting to understand the other side. You just feel like, oh, they gotta appeal to me, they gotta please me. You feel me? You started seeing that more. Like, women started to carry that attitude, oh, he gotta do this for me, he gotta do that for me, you feel me? But back in the days, it was cool just to have a connection. You feel me? Then y'all build on top of that. All right, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take care of what I gotta take care of. And it was a play your role type of thing instead of a, you feel me, let's compete. Who can do the most for who? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not doing this for me, then I can't mess with you. You know what I'm saying? So
I feel like a big part of it is, so you gotta think, like, so you could probably agree that back in the day, even though there was a lot of like heavy like drugs and stuff, they weren't as freely accessible as they are now. You know?
Yeah.
So with that being said, you have a lot of our younger generation. Like, don't get me wrong, I know it was a lot of young generation back